Henry Ford once said, thinking is the hardest work there is. He's right. And thinking positively is even harder because it's a matter of discipline. That's what I want to talk with you today. Positive thinking is not merely parroting positive words or sentences in the face of negative circumstances and challenges with the hope that the negative circumstances will go away. No, that is not positive thinking. Positive thinking is a paradigm shift. It means a change in attitude so that challenges can be faced with courage, faith, and equanimity. Paradigm shift helps us to think more clearly without undue worrying or panicking. Positive thinking means responding rather than reacting to a situation. Response comes through conscious awareness, whereas reaction happens through habit or subconscious programming. Positive thinking, or the ability to respond rather than react, doesn't come through any special exercises like meditation, transformation, or yoga. It doesn't happen by repeating affirmations and autosuggestions just like a mantra. Rather, it comes through conscious effort. It happens by thinking about thinking. Thinking about thinking makes you aware and brings you into the now or the present moment. Thoughts are indispensable for any thinking, whether positive or negative. And thoughts happen in pictures and words. They create feelings and emotions, which in turn influence the body and the environment. As I said in the previous audio, thoughts have power and words help carry that power. So the positive thoughts build up positive power or positive energy in the mind and transmit to the body and thus affect the body environment positively. Negative thoughts affect mind and body negatively and create a negative environment within the body and outside the body. You may ask, what is the evidence that positive thoughts have a positive influence on an individual and his or her environment? Actually, there is a lot of hard evidence to support this premise. The Journal of Conflict Resolution has published a report of an experiment conducted during Israel-Lebanon War of 1980s. In the experiment, the participants were trained to create peaceful thoughts and a feeling of peace within their bodies. On specific days and specific times of the day, these participants were then stationed within the war-torn areas. During the times they thought peaceful thoughts and had feelings of peace within their hearts, the attacks, crimes, trauma, and traffic accidents declined in number. When they stopped, the trend reversed. In other words, when a small number of people changed the focus of their mind and achieved positiveness within their mind and body, the effect was reflected in the surroundings. The researchers, on the basis of these findings, devised a mathematical formula that can be used to calculate the minimum number of people that are required to create peaceful and positive thoughts within themselves so that the positivity is reflected in the surrounding environment. It is estimated that in a city with a population of 10 lakhs or 1 million, only 100 people are needed to effect peace and healing. For a world of more than 7 billion people, only 8,000 people are needed to create peace and positivity. It sounds astonishing, but it is scientifically and mathematically proven. What actually happens to our mind and brain when we think? Thinking is a very complex and intricately balanced process involving complex reactions, energy consumption, generation of electricity, passage of currents, and whatnot. But this all complex interaction boils down finally to sort of an interplay of a few chemical substances. Positive thinking influences the production and concentration of these substances favorably, and negative thinking influences unfavorably. Let's demonstrate this process by a hypothetical situation. Suppose you have to sit in an examination or interview, or you face a stressful situation. Now suppose you opt for negative thinking, which means you start thinking and believing that the examination is a tough affair and you are doomed. As soon as you think like that, you visualize failure, and that makes you afraid just for a moment, and your heart starts pounding and your mouth may dry up. This is a normal reaction actually. But when you think like this on a regular basis for days or even weeks or months, then what happens is that a unique dynamic is set into motion in your mind. This is where the trap lies. You unknowingly form a belief that you are failing. This belief becomes an automatic program in your subconscious mind, and it is this automatic program or belief that drives your subsequent actions and behavior. It plays the trick without you even being aware that you are automatically being driven into negative and fearful mode. The result of this automatic mode is that whenever you think about examination, your mind and body are driven into negative mode. You feel frightened, you feel something in your throat, you feel some heaviness in the chest or stomach, etc. What is this? It is simply that your body responds to your mental program or belief. Negative thoughts make your brain send commands to your body to increase adrenaline, cortisol, or other biochemical substances. These chemicals cause dryness of your mouth, pounding of heart, excessive sweating, and feeling of fright. Initially, this is a short-lived reaction to an emotion or a thought about exam or interview. But when this process is repeated over and over and over, the automatic program allows a habit to get hardwired. Once the habit is in place, the body reacts like a pattern. A time comes when you don't even need to think about the stressful situation or examination. A mere mention of examination is more than sufficient to get you in trouble. Adrenaline, noradrenaline, cortisol bombard your body and your stress rises. You feel heaviness in your heart, irritability, sadness, or anxiety attacks, and ultimately loss of interest, focus, and attention. Over time, you develop a unique personality known as failure personality. When failure personality is firmly set in place, you lose your passion and interest and confidence. If anybody tries to offer genuine help to you, you will reject the offer, giving hundreds of reasons as to why you are right, why your circumstances are different, why others are wrong, why people don't understand you, etc., etc. Your attention is now primarily directed to your body's symptoms. You start blaming everything and everybody because you fail to appreciate that at the root of all this process lays a negative thought. Now, what does positive thinking do? It does all that negative thinking cannot do. It positively changes the balance of chemicals in your body. It makes your mind clear and calm. A calm and cool mind draws your attention to opportunities which an anxious and negative mind never notices. You retain information and your memory improves. You think better and in a rational way. You analyze better and understand yourself better, and thus understand others better too. A positive thinking person redefines his perspective. It's not that he doesn't get tense or afraid when faced with a challenging situation. He experiences the same sequence of events initially because that is an inbuilt response. The only difference is that positive thinking helps the person to step back and look at the challenge from a different perspective. A positive person can change his perspective by asking of himself simple questions that make tremendous difference. For instance, he may ask, am I the only person in the world who has faced this particular challenge or exam? Or are there other people who have faced even bigger challenges and yet come out successful? And he talks himself out of the trap by saying to himself like this: if other people have done successfully what they have done, that means I too can do what others can do. Maybe I have to look for more information, more literature, devote extra time, or try more than once. This simple mental cross-examination helps a positive person reframe the whole situation. This reframing, in turn, creates a ripple in the hardware program of subconscious mind. When this ripple effect is sustained over a period of days and weeks, the emotions and the feelings begin to shift, thereby shifting the belief pattern in a positive direction. The biochemistry of the body begins to respond in a favorable way. Substances like oxytocin and dopamine are increased in the body. These substances negate the catabolic effects of adrenaline, noradrenaline, and cortisol that have put the body in a stress state. As a consequence, positive balance begins to get established, which leads to a more relaxed and peaceful state of mind and consequently of the body. Anxiety and worry decrease. You step back and instead of reacting, you start responding in a constructive manner. The ability to focus and concentrate is increased and you retain more information. You begin to make better decisions because you are now at the rudder of the ship of your life and you can always adjust the direction of the ship in case the sea of your life becomes turbulent. Positive thinking doesn't always guarantee success, but what it can guarantee you is your growth along your journey to success. It saves you from a lot of bad decisions and a lot of detrimental effects of anxiety, worry, and stress. Positive thinking opens up the mind to look at failures from a different perspective, a perspective of learning and hope and joyous expectation of the good things. Positive thinking leads to growth mindset, or in other words, learner mindset. Believing that success is about learning, people with growth mindset always seize the opportunity. They view the failure as a stepping stone on their path to success. These people with growth mindset do not only seek the challenge, rather they thrive on the challenges. So the growth mindset or the positive mindset is a paradigm shift in attitude that leads to positive emotions, positive feelings, positive beliefs, positive habits, positive behavior, and positive actions that ultimately lead to positive results. And what is success if not positive results? This is Dr. Qazi Ashraf, an oncologist and an author. Thank you.